The garden basked in the afternoon sun. Light filtered through the leaves, casting dancing shadows on the ground. A gentle breeze whispered through the flowers, carrying the sweet scent of honeysuckle. It was a perfect day for a catnap, or in this case, a play session. Two furry bodies, one a swirl of orange and brown tabby stripes, the other a sleek black and white tuxedo, emerged from the cool shade of the house. Their eyes, bright with anticipation, surveyed the garden, a world of exciting possibilities awaiting. For these feline companions, the garden was more than just a collection of plants. It was an adventure waiting to unfold. Each rustle of leaves, each fluttering butterfly held the promise of playful exploration. Whiskers, the tabby, was a whirlwind of energy. His movements were quick, his jumps athletic, his every move expressing a zest for life. Stripes, the tuxedo cat, was more cautious, his movements deliberate and graceful. He observed the world with a quiet curiosity, his emerald eyes reflecting the sunlight filtering through the leaves. Despite their contrasting personalities, Whiskers and Stripes were the best of friends. Their differences, rather than dividing them, only seemed to strengthen their bond. They complemented each other perfectly, like two pieces of a puzzle, fitting seamlessly together. Their playful interactions were a joy to behold. Whiskers, ever the instigator, would often be the first to initiate a game. He would creep low to the ground, his body quivering with anticipation before launching himself at Stripes with a playful swat of his paw. Stripes, though initially startled, would quickly join in the fun. He would bat back with a gentle paw, careful not to scratch his more boisterous companion. Their playful tussles were a flurry of fur and flying paws, a testament to their deep affection for one another. The garden became their playground. They chased each other through the flower beds, their lithe bodies weaving effortlessly between the stems. They stalked butterflies, their tails twitching with excitement, only to be momentarily distracted by the buzzing of a bee. Every so often, Whiskers would pause in his explorations, his attention caught by something unseen by human eyes. He would stare intently at a seemingly empty patch of grass, his body tensed as if ready to pounce. Stripes, ever observant, would follow his gaze, his own curiosity piqued. Was it a lizard basking in the sun? Or perhaps a grasshopper camouflaged among the blades of grass? Whatever it was, it held their attention captive for a few fleeting moments before they were once again caught up in the whirlwind of their play. Their play was a constant source of amusement for anyone lucky enough to witness it. They tumbled, they wrestled, they chased, their every movement a testament to the pure, unadulterated joy of being a cat. As they played, a symphony of meows, purrs, and chirps filled the air. It was a language understood only by them, a secret code that spoke of friendship, fun, and feline camaraderie. Whiskers, true to his name, would often communicate with a series of high-pitched meows, his voice a demanding trill that brooked no argument. Stripes, on the other hand, was more of a purrer. His deep, rumbling purrs were a constant accompaniment to their play, a soothing counterpoint to Whiskers' more insistent meows. Occasionally, they would both fall silent, their ears pricked, their bodies tense. They would stare intently at a particular spot in the garden, their eyes following something invisible to human eyes. Then, with a flick of their tails and a burst of speed, they would be off again, their silent communication a testament to their deep bond. Section 5. The thrill of the chase, a feathery distraction. A sudden gust of wind sent a feather spiraling through the air. It danced and twirled, catching the sunlight as it floated effortlessly across the garden. Whiskers, ever alert, spotted the feathery toy immediately. His eyes widened and he crouched low to the ground, his body trembling with anticipation. The chase was on. Whiskers, a furry thunderbolt, shot across the garden, his tail a blur behind him. The feather, caught in the breeze, led him on a merry chase, twisting and turning, rising and falling, as if teasing him with its elusive dance. Stripes, initially hesitant, soon joined in the pursuit. He moved with a quiet grace, his sleek body weaving through the flower beds, his eyes never leaving the prize. The two cats, united in their pursuit of the elusive feather, transformed the garden into a scene of chaotic joy. Section 6. A moment of repose, basking in the warmth. After the excitement of the chase, a peaceful tranquility settled over the garden. Exhausted but content, Whiskers and Stripes curled up together in a patch of sunlight that had broken through the canopy of leaves. Whiskers, his energy spent, lay stretched out on his side, his paws twitching occasionally as if he were still chasing the phantom feather in his dreams. Stripes, ever the picture of feline elegance, curled himself into a perfect circle, his tail tucked neatly around his paws. The warmth of the sun, the gentle breeze, the sweet scent of flowers, it was a sensory experience designed for feline relaxation. Their breathing slowed, their eyes half closed in contentment, as they basked in the peace of the afternoon. Section 7, Curiosity and the Climbing Rose. The peace, however, was not to last. Whiskers, never one to stay still for long, soon grew restless. He rose to his paws and stretched, his body arching high in the air as if he were trying to touch the sky. His gaze fell upon a nearby climbing rose, its delicate pink blossoms beckoning him closer. The rose bush, with its intricate network of branches and thorns, presented a challenge too tempting to resist. Whiskers approached it cautiously, his head cocked to one side as he assessed the situation. Then, with a determined glint in his eye, he began to climb. Stripes, watching from his sun-drenched haven, let out a meow of warning, but Whiskers, undeterred, continued his ascent. He navigated the thorny branches with surprising agility, his claws finding purchase on the rough bark. Section 8. The art of stalking a leaf becomes prey. From his perch, high in the rose bush, Whiskers had a bird's-eye view of the garden. He surveyed his domain with a regal air, his tail twitching with satisfaction. Then something on the ground caught his eye. A single leaf, loosened by the breeze, drifted down from a nearby tree. It twirled and fluttered, landing softly on the grass below. To Whiskers, however, it was not just a leaf. It was prey. An object worthy of his hunting prowess. He watched it intently, his body tensed, his muscles coiled like springs ready to be released. He crouched low to the branch, his tail twitching back and forth, his entire being focused on the unsuspecting leaf below. Then with a sudden burst of speed, he pounced. He landed on the leaf with a soft thud, his paws pinning it to the ground. For a moment he seemed surprised by his own success. Then, his victory secured, he batted the leaf playfully with his paw, sending it skittering across the grass. Section 9. A bond forged in play. Stripes, who had been watching the entire spectacle with amusement, rose to his paws and sauntered over to his companion. He nudged Whiskers gently with his head, as if congratulating him on his hunting prowess. Whiskers, his moment of triumph over, rubbed his head affectionately against Stripes' side. They sat together for a moment, two furry friends enjoying the simple pleasure of each other's company. Their play, though seemingly chaotic at times, was a testament to the deep bond they shared. It was a language they both understood, a way of communicating their affection, their trust, and their unwavering friendship. In the shared language of swats and purrs, chases, and cuddles, they had forged a connection as strong as any human friendship. Section 10. The simple joys of observation. As the sun began its slow descent, casting long shadows across the garden, Whiskers and Stripes finally tired of their play. They curled up together on the porch swing, their bodies a study in contrasting patterns of orange and black. Watching them, one couldn't help but feel a sense of peace. Their playful antics, their unbridled joy, their unwavering affection for each other. It was a reminder of the simple pleasures in life. In a world often filled with stress and uncertainty, their carefree existence was a welcome respite. They reminded us to slow down, to appreciate the moment, to find joy in the everyday. Section 11. Bringing home the sunshine, the gift of pets. The gift of pets, particularly playful cats like Whiskers and Stripes, extends beyond their companionship. They offer a unique form of therapy, a soothing balm for the soul. Their antics make us laugh. Their affection warms our hearts, and their presence in our lives reminds us of the importance of play, relaxation, and living in the moment. As the day drew to a close and Whiskers and Stripes drifted off to sleep, one thing was certain: their playful spirits had brought sunshine into the lives of everyone fortunate enough to witness their antics. And in a world often shrouded in shadows, that is a gift